I want you to take, for example, those that were the magicians of Fir'aun. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions to us the conversation that preceded the momentous occasion where they stood before Musa alayhi salam and they carried out the orders of the Pharaoh. And there's deep wisdom in every single word that is said to represent the mindset that preceded the moment. Where Fir'aun knows that this group of people seeks access to power as the greatest threshold, the greatest measure of their success. And so when they ask him, will there be ajr? Will there be compensation? Should they carry out these orders? He responds to them and says, not only will there be compensation, but he will say, وَإِنَّكُمْ لَمِنَ الْمُقَرَّبِينَ. You will be amongst those who are brought near to me. I will give you access to power. Cast that into what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warns us of becoming too dependent on the idea of someone else saving you, of someone else being able to ransom you, and of someone else being able to intercede for you. Access, compensation. We always fall back on these things until we learn to fall back into our sujood, into our prostration to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and into the source of all power, al-Qadir, al-Qadir, al-Muqtadir, subhanahu. And so he promises them that I'll bring you close. I'll give you access to me. You'll be brought near to me. And in the moments that they realize that the sorcery that they were under, the sorcery that they would practice, the lie that they used to sell to people, was now laid bare in the staff of Musa alayhi salam. In that moment, not only did they realize that the structure of power that they were deriving their purpose and their meaning from was actually meaningless, but that their truest sense of self-fulfillment was going to be found in submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they were just introduced to in those moments with the staff of Musa alayhi salam. And suddenly these magicians, whose eyes lit up at the idea of being muqarrabin, being brought near to the Pharaoh, threw themselves into sajda, threw themselves into prostration, and said, Amanna bi Rabbi Musa.